You're listening to the Superpower Podcast, Superpower Kids Edition, where author, philanthropist, and Superpower Kids founder Neva Lee Recla inspires kids to discover their superpowers and change the world.
Hi everyone, it's your Superpower Kid, Neva Lee Recla, and I'm very excited for today's interview. We are talking about how to make your business fun. Now, I think this is really important because making your business fun and doing what you love is, especially as an entrepreneur, is really important because you get to do new things every single day and you get to have fun while doing it. So if you want to know how to make your business fun, or you want to know how to start a fun business, this is the show for you. Now, our guest today is pretty awesome. Her name is Mahoney. We met at Steve Olsher's New Media Summit, and she's just pretty awesome, as well as she's the host of Camera Confidence Live, and she's just so fun and so awesome. So without further ado, will you help me welcome our guest, Molly? Hi.
Hi. This is so great.
How are you?
I'm just so jazzed. Having fun and playing is one of my most favorite things to help other people to do. And you are so great at having fun. So I think we're going to come up with some magic today. I love it.
I think we are too. So I can already tell you have a lot of superpowers, and I can already tell they're fun ones, but can you name a few of them for us?
Yeah, sure. So I used to get kind of almost embarrassed about this, but people people still do come up to me and they say, man, I love your energy. And I used to have this weird thing that was like, thank you, right? Rather than recognizing, I was like, that's great, but like, what do I do with that? Rather than recognizing that really I have a unique ability to tap into a sense of positivity, a sense of joy that can be contagious. And the more that I feed that superpower and own that superpower, the better it is, and the more that I can spread joy everywhere. So I'd say that's my number one.
That's really good. I think that kind of ties into chameleon ability, where it's like you can bring your energy into certain places and use it how it's supposed to be used in that situation.
Yeah.
And I definitely have it because, especially when going to business conferences, there's a lot of people and there's a lot of energy. So you have to be able to like kind of move your energy and let it flow through the business conferences to also connect with a bunch of different people.
That is such a good point, because sometimes I think especially people who are more inclined to be a higher vibration energy, it can be overwhelming and it can be like, what's going on? So I think it's so important to empathize and to listen. And working as an actor professionally before launching my marketing consultancy agency, I think there's, doing the deeper work to learn about other people and to learn about ourselves can really help with that too. So
yeah, I agree. And also I feel like having the power to be able to spread joy and all that, which everyone has, but being able to do that is really awesome because it shows people a new way of living almost. Yeah. And also, especially in business, it kind of shows them a new way of doing business, and that, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be boring. Like, you can have fun
actually,
with
boring
it.
is a thing that'll help you to like kill your business as quickly as possible, right?
Yeah. And that's why I love having these conversations with people, because it's so different than what most people are used to. Yeah. Because as an entrepreneur, in my opinion, people leave their businesses. I mean, they're like typical jobs to come do something that they love. So why not make it fun? Yeah. And why not do it so you have fun with it and everybody likes it, and almost turn it into like your own personal playground.
Amen. And I think that one of the hardest things for a lot of people is that they don't even know how to identify what fun is for them. So when it's like, bring more of, when we're coaching video stuff, I'm like, bring more of your actual, natural energy, the things that you love into your videos, and they feel like they have to try and be like someone else or match someone else. But really, I found, around here, look at this. I've got the most random things that are just always set up here. This one is really random, but my amazing assistant who's here with me, Kendra, gave it to me. It says, every day I'm Brussels. And I really love Brussels sprouts, and I've incorporated Brussels sprouts into my brand. We play with Brussels sprouts. If you can play with Brussels sprouts, you can play with anything.
I think that is a very true statement.
Do you like Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels sprouts. My dad cooks it up with bacon.
It's so
It's
good.
really good. Yeah. But I really think that's awesome because even the most random things can turn into a business. And it can be fun. And I think that for some people, kind of like you said, they don't know what fun is for themselves. Yeah. And so it can be challenging sometimes to even incorporate it into business if they're still trying to figure out how they do that for themselves.
Yeah.
But
have I ever shared with you the quesadilla of awesome? Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay. So I have this belief that everyone has something that makes them uniquely awesome, even if it's just that you make an amazing quesadilla. And so, and you can put anything in a quesadilla. You could put Brussels sprouts into it if you wanted. You could put, it could even, there's like vegan quesadillas with no cheese. So many different options. All you need is 2 tortillas and the magic inside. But really, this still is a sticking point for people. So I came up with an acronym that helps them to discover what it is that actually makes them unique. And it's a practice of writing things that make you an awesome human being, completely separate from your business.
Ooh.
It's good. Do you want to know the acronym?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the word SAVE. It's 5 letters because I can't spell, so I spell wrong on purpose. So it's SAAVE. And you want to fill out each of these categories. So the first would be your skill sets. What are your skill sets that you would write down there?
I would probably write down having fun.
Totally. Yes, and that's like naturally that comes to you.
And doing business.
Yeah. I'd say even asking questions, like you're such a great, conversation starter also, which is superpower, really. Okay. Yeah. And then your activities, so things you naturally love to do, hiking, crocheting, swing dancing, whatever those fun things are. And what are yours? Yeah. So what are your activities?
Biking and cooking.
Oh yeah. Awesome. And so if you're talking about biking and cooking, you're never going to be what I call a salesy weirdo. You're never going to be like so committed to your business. You're just going to connect as a human being. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying it's awesome.
Yeah. So the next one is your appearance. And it's things that you love about your appearance. And I know that's one of the things that we first connected about too, was like our purple hair. Your cape is awesome. So it's like, I love big, crazy glasses that I wear, like different glasses to make but it makes things fun, right? What other things do you love about your appearance?
I love that I'm really creative because like this, I dyed my hair, and also that I am able to do something that some people aren't. And it's challenging for some people, but being able to be yourself 100%.
Totally.
And that's a huge challenge for a lot of people.
Yeah. You're so good at that. And that ties into the next one, which is V is for your values. So the more you celebrate your values, the easier it is to be yourself and connect with people.
Yeah.
So what are your values?
I would say that my values would probably be helping people and like being able to connect in different places that other people really may struggle with. Yeah. So with that chameleon ability, it's able to tie into that.
So well. It's awesome. Yeah. Okay, and the final E, do you know what it's for?
No.
It's kind of out there, but it's things you like to eat.
I like to eat a lot.
Well, that's good.
Sushi and dark chocolate and red shoe things.
I love sushi so much. Yeah. What's your favorite sushi?
Really anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you. I love salmon, but yeah. Amazing. So like once you have that, that's your quesadilla of awesome. And so you take that with you and then you can show up and be yourself.
That's awesome. I think that's a great way to put it into like fun kind of words as well. And I think that it's like really creative because it's kind of talking about almost being a kid, because that's definitely something a kid would understand. Totally. And so it's really easy and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we do have to take a quick break, but I definitely want to keep on talking about the quesadilla of awesome. But will you let our listeners know where they could go to find out more about you?
Yes. So I'm actually putting together a special page just for you that'll have a few resources there. So if you go to thepreparedperformer.com/Neva, super easy. Your name is so easy. It's good. And right there, I'm going to add a few things about how you can play, how you can show up more in your life and in your business, and how you can do our favorite thing to do, which is to stand for joy.
Awesome. That is definitely awesome. So definitely go check her out because she's just so amazing. And the Quesadilla of Awesome is pretty cool. So we've been talking with Molly Mahoney about how to make business fun. We'll be right back after the break.
Hello, everyone. This is Tonya Dawn Recla, Executive Director of Superpower Experts, and we want to thank each of you for making Superpower Up the #1 podcast network for personal development and spiritual growth. Because people like you have the courage to say that mindfulness, healthy living, disrupting reality, the pursuit of consciousness, responsible entrepreneurship, and radical parenting matter, we now amass over 1 million downloads monthly in more than 90 countries. Our numbers keep growing because there are far more people willing to live divergently than mass media wants to acknowledge. For you, the change makers, the light bearers, the way showers, we say thank you. If you're ready to take the next step in your evolution, go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the Superpower quiz. And as Neva Lee Recla, our youngest podcaster, likes to remind us, remember, we all have superpowers and we can change the world.
Okay, we're back and we've been talking with Molly Mahoney about how to make business fun. So before the break, we were talking about the Quesadilla of Awesome. Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. Are you like an astronaut robot?
It is. Astronaut robot is a good definition. It's a messenger bot. I'm a messenger bot that helps people to connect with others.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So that is perfect timing because we actually get to do funny FaceTime, and my fox is going to join us.
Oh, shoot. I was going to bring my dog on with us for this. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Would that be good? Kendra, do you know where she went? Shoot. She was just up here. We can do it with her. Her name is Esther. We just adopted her. We went to the randomly Petco brings foster dogs every Saturday. So we went and adopted her. She's a street dog from Mexico, and she's like the sweetest little thing ever. And so she's going to come do funny faces with us, which I thought would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, she's so excited. Come here.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, we're jumping around.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Can we fit in here, Bugaboo? Okay, we got it. We got it.
Ready?
Yeah.
We get to make our funniest faces.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
Good funny faces. You got them?
These are very good funny faces. Oh, she's so cute.
Say thank you. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks, Esther.
She's really cute. So before the break, we were talking about the Quesadilla of Awesome. So I can already tell you have a lot of great ideas, but can you tell us a little bit about what you were like as a kid, and maybe were you into business or were you into your creative ideas now? What were you like?
Yeah, so I was actually a hardcore musical theater performer as a child. That was like when I was 8 years old, I did Peter Pan. I played Peter when I was 8, and I just went all in on musical theater. So I was definitely one who was, out there making things happen. And I started teaching dance when I was about 15 and got really involved with student government. So I was always kind of, my dad is a business owner. He has an awesome tree trimming company. So I would work with him and do like the tree trimmers jamboree out there with all the tree trimmers. And really, it's always been I've always been one to be like creating my own experience and kind of leading troops to fun adventures. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome when people can hold on to that, especially from a young age.
Yeah.
Because something that some people lose as they get older is like their fun and their creative sides. And so that's why it's really awesome when you meet people that haven't lost that.
Yeah.
And also, those are the type of people who will show other people who have maybe kind of forgotten almost how to be a kid.
Yeah.
How to be creative.
In my 20s, I was introduced to what is now my most favorite book in the world. I usually have a little quote from it somewhere, but it's over there. The Little Prince. Do you know The Little Prince?
I don't think I do.
Oh my gosh, Neva, I'm so excited for you to read this book. It's super short, first of all, because I know you've got a lot going on. But it's about a man who flies a plane that crashes in the desert, and he meets this little prince who tells him of his journey from his planet down to this area in the desert, and it is the most magical, wonderful story about the importance of basically maintaining the awesome things that we have as children. So it's
That's really
hands
awesome.
down my favorite book. But
That's really awesome. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
That, for some reason, that reminds me of when I was really little. I wanted to write a book.
Okay.
And so I started writing a book.
Okay.
And I took this like learning notebook I had that was like had like its own cover and everything. And I started writing a book called The Baby Vampire.
Okay.
And so I drew pictures of the baby vampire eating and the baby vampire doing stuff. And then I decided I'm going to give my book a cover. So I rip all the pages out.
Okay.
Like I unravel a spiral notebook.
Yes.
And I rip all the pages out. And then I lose my book. But
oh no.
So
Did you ever find it?
Well, I kind of lost all the pages, so that I would have to go back and like reorganize them, and I could have just covered it. But like, kind of the moral of the story is like, when you get a creative idea, go for it.
Totally.
And, like, have fun.
Aww.
And even if it's not gonna really work out in the future, it's like just do it anyways. Because I think that's like the beauty of being a kid, especially, is because most of the time as a kid we don't really think to what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
We just kind of, most kids live in the moment, if that makes sense. And so, for example, when I was younger, I wanted to write a book. I wasn't worried about how many people were going to read it, or I wasn't worried about if it was ever going to get out. I just wanted to write a book.
Yeah.
So
you know,
like
I actually have a question for you about this, because
yes.
there's so many things that I like really deeply celebrate about the magic of spontaneity and everything that we're saying about playing and all of that. But I also, and this is my like adult head coming into it, so I also recognize the importance of strategy and creating something with the end in mind. And it's such a fine balance between the two. And I have a hard time explaining that to my kids. And so I think I told you how they draw monsters, right? Do you know that, Charlie? So I had some ready to show you. We've been doing some new ones recently. Okay. Okay, I have two that I'm going to show you. This one's brand new. It's, so this one is a colorful monster. Charlie's 5 and he sells his monster drawings. I hope you can you see it? I don't know if you can.
Oh, that's cute.
So they're all
it's
all like rainbow colored. And this one is about like, he tells me what they mean and what their mission is. Like this one's about, being creative and owning all this stuff, owning all the different unique things about you. So we want to put together a book of his monster drawings. I have so many more here. This one's really funny and cute. He really likes to mix colors up, but, so he has
so cute.
Hundreds of them. Yesterday I had him do one practicing the alphabet. So to turn the alphabet into a monster. So it's like all different alphabet. Like the head is actually a Q, because that's why it has a little thing there. But he wants to launch a YouTube channel and he's so obsessed with this idea. But I feel like we can't just start putting random videos on YouTube. There has to be some sort of structure to it. So how do I explain structure to children?
That's a really good question. I think that a good way is to like put it into their mindset. So especially as being your kid, like you understand them. So I would say almost imagine if you were your kid, and like if you wanted an adult to explain it to you, how would you want them to explain it? And almost kind of turning it into a little bit of a game.
I was just about to say, what if I make it like he loves watching video games. What if I made it like a video game that like every time they get points for a certain amount of structure along the way?
Yeah.
I like it.
Like kind of gamifying it, or like, I just got this random idea, but if you have like a whiteboard or you have like a large piece of paper, right, almost do like a little
like a board game even.
Yeah, or like find their favorite toys or something, or find like a little sticker. So every like little column that gets filled in for like the amount of structure that they have, they get to put a sticker on the board.
Like a chore chart for their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because like you're obviously very structured in the way that you deliver this show, and you have your amazing little sound bites and you go to break and all that. Like, was that hard for you to commit to, or did?
When I was younger, it was a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But also I've been doing my show for 3 years now. So I think that when I was younger, I was a little bit more nervous about it.
Yeah.
And like just recently, I stopped being nervous about doing my shows.
Yeah.
And especially when I was little, I was like doing it the way my mom did. So I'd hear her interviews and then I would basically repeat them.
Okay.
So I think it really depends. But at first it was a little bit like, what's this new thing? If that makes sense. But then it kind of started getting
right. Like the more we practice it, the easier it becomes. And then I think with that, the more freedom we find to play, because we have this, when you have a structure in place, then you can do things like I always wear crazy earrings also. So like, I do all these little things that allow me to play, but then there's a very clear system so I can show up and I don't have to, it relieves me of some of the stress around it.
Yeah. And I think it's cool finding the healthy balance in between play and kind of work and having that structure.
Yeah.
And that's why I like going to business conferences, because it kind of evens out my life, because I have time for playing and I have time for like goofing around and all that. But then I know that when we go to business conferences and stuff, it's time to like be a little bit more professional, be structured.
Yeah. There's a really awesome quote. I think it's Khalil Gibran. Do you know Khalil Gibran?
Don't.
I think you would love him, but I think it's him that says to rest in reason and move in passion. And I think such an awesome idea of the balance between the two. So
yeah, I think that is too, because kind of like I said before, it's finding the good balance between what you like doing and also bringing that into structure and making it what you like doing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'll say gamify it and turn it into something that they'll like and that they'll also understand.
I dig it. I'm totally doing it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we do have to wrap up. But before we do, I want to do Super Neva questions.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions as fast as I can.
Okay.
You're going to answer them as fast as you can.
I'm nervous.
All right.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
What's your favorite animal?
Recently dogs, just because I like Esther, but in the past it wasn't really dogs. It was like maybe a tortoise, giant tortoise.
If you could have any superpower in the world, what would you see?
The ability to expand time.
Ooh. If you could be best friends with any superhero, who would you be best friends with?
Best friends with any superhero. I'm going to say my grandma. She's a superhero. And I would love her to be around forever.
That's awesome. If you could be best friends with any Disney character that's not a superhero.
Yeah. The first thing that came to mind, with no judgment myself, is Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is not a Disney character, but he wrote Moana. So I'm just going with it. The first thing that comes to mind.
No, that counts. If you could be an inanimate object, what would you choose?
Oh, glitter.
That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because you'd never leave people, too.
Oh, that's true. Right?
You're not going anywhere.
True. And even though I couldn't move myself, I could still shine all different places when something else moves me.
Exactly. Just like make sure like you scratch them or something so they'll want to move. If you could teleport with like mind teleportation, or if you could fly, what would you choose?
Either would I rather fly or rather teleport? Yeah, I'd rather fly because I think I'd like the wind and the journey of it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I always have dreams that I'm like flying or something, and it feels like so real that I would want to experience it in real life.
Awesome.
Now, what would you rather have, a pet unicorn or a pet dragon?
Dragon.
Yeah, I agree. What superpowers would your dragon have?
Maybe instead of breathing fire, they would breathe glitter.
Pretty awesome. I would want my dragon to be like super big and black.
Yeah.
But then have like some red and some rainbow almost.
Yeah.
But then they would have to breathe fire because then I could do like s'mores. They could cook my sandwiches.
Totally.
That'd be really easy.
It'd probably be more useful than glitter, actually.
Yeah. You wouldn't have to use a stove like ever again.
Yeah. But I'm always worried about dragons like sneezing. Seems dangerous.
That does. It does. But the risk we'll take for our pets.
Yes, exactly.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, like right now, just clap your hands and you're there.
Yep.
And you were there for a month. Where do you live?
Oh, the month part maybe changed it, but Austria was the first thing that came to mind. When I was 6, we had a nanny an au pair live with us from Austria. She's kind of like my big sister, and I haven't seen her in a couple of years. So I want to go.
Oh.
She owns a bed and breakfast out there. It's amazing. So that's where I'd go.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
If you could, write a book right now that was fictional, what would its name be?
Write a book right now that was fictional. A Stargazer.
Oh, that's a good name. If you could live in a treehouse and there was no electricity, but you just had this huge treehouse with a bunch of animals and like your entire family, or you lived in a house and it had like a bunch of electricity and electronics and all that, and your family was still there, where would you live?
Which one would I choose?
Yeah.
I can't answer that one. I feel like there's got to be a way to mix those two together.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like I recently saw the most amazing treehouse ever. I like stumbled into it in Lake Arrowhead a couple months ago, and I flipped out. It was so magical. However, the internet gives us such an amazing ability to connect with human beings. And if I was in a treehouse with my family and a bunch of animals, there's a lot of humans that I would miss if I didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
So,
you could just like quickly transfer your phone to like data or something.
Oh, well, can I still have my phone?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, if I could still
you can have electronics, it just wouldn't be the best.
If I could still have my phone, treehouse for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here's the last question. And this is one of my favorites.
Okay.
If you could live in a hot tub full of hot fudge for the rest of your life, or a giant pool that's like 15 feet deep, full of marshmallows that are huge, which one would you choose to live in?
Definitely the marshmallow pool.
Yeah. My answer is always a marshmallow pool because we live in Arizona, and a hot fudge hot tub would not be very fun.
I do have to say that I have a very strict rule, and this is probably my best tip for playing in your business. Find things that you love in your life. That if you have things in your life that you're not doing, incorporate them into your business. Yes. So we had a hot tub, and I was hardly ever using it. So now I only do Q&As from inside my hot tub. So I call it a hot tub Q&A. It's the thing that we do, and everyone knows that's what happens, and it's awesome. But I think the marshmallow would be like bouncier. The chocolate would be like sticky, and you'd have to take a shower. It'd be like a lot. Yeah.
See, with a really big pool, though, you could also put things in it. Like you could have a shower in it. You could have a bathroom in the bedroom.
Yeah, you could have like a hot chocolate in the corner with the marshmallows.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right. Well, we sadly do have to wrap up. So can you remind our listeners one more time where they can go to find out more about you?
Yes, thepreparedperformer.com/Neva.
Yay. Awesome. And do you have any last advice for people who are listening if they want to make their business a little bit more fun?
The main thing would be to tap into that quesadilla of awesome, and then take your fingers like this. Go like this with me. Can you do it with me? So if you're listening, you want to like tap your fingers on your chest. And when you think about that quesadilla of awesome, that is the type of energy you want to bring, like this like bubbly sense of goodness. You want to bring that into your business. And that's going to help you to attract the people that you're actually going to enjoy working with.
I think that's really good advice. Also, I'm probably going to write down my quesadilla of awesome later because it's really awesome and it's fun and it's playful.
And it's good to remind ourselves of the amazing humans that we are.
And it's fun, yet it's so structured.
Yeah, look at that. Fun. Totally. The runners and the sails. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And people, we've been listening we've been talking with Molly Mahoney about how to make your business fun. So Molly, thank you so much for coming on. And kids, remember, we all have superpowers and we can change the world through having fun. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Superpower Up podcast, Superpower Kids Edition. Go now to superpowerkids.com and discover your superpowers today.